Hello everyone and welcome back to the NCPL. I'm Ginger Snap representing the Windy City Granbulls, and we are here to do our Week 2 battle. We are challenging Collin of the San Antonio Espurrs, and we're waiting to get into it right now. Yeah, as a recap, here's who we're bringing. Pull up this. We have Ryu the Reuniclus, Windex the Mew, Inigo the Zoroark, Splinter the Barbarical, Trimmings the Tangrowth, and Keyline the Jellicent. I'm excited for this, I'm looking forward to it, and we'll jump in right now. So, see you there. Bam! We're in! Luckily, the audio file for the battle corrupted. So this is post-battle for... we're going to talk about what's going on. So of course, the plan was to lead Mew, and to get up our Reflect and Trick Room, and then throw out Reuniclus to set up. Of course, we will see how that goes. He's taking longer to choose than I did. We also had a visitor. Serp joined, another member of the NCPL, and he observed what happened. Which is good and bad. So I led with Mew, of course, Little Windex, and he led with Tornadus T. I didn't see any reason to not just do Reflect and do what we originally planned. Thinking back, of course, I knew Tornadus was faster 100% of the time, so I probably should have done Trick Room first. Didn't. It's also quite unfortunate that Tornadus's plan for coverage for dark type moves was knockoff, and I mean, was it a bluff? I don't know, but he called me not having Munium Z and knocked off my Light Clay, and that made it a little bit hard, put me on the back foot from the start of the battle, and that's not necessarily the best. So it's taking a long time to choose his move here. That's okay. I had a plan from the beginning. Shouldn't have been that hard. Luckily for me, I guess lucky, he burned his Z move, the Flanium Z. I didn't see any reason to not send out Ryu here. Get the Calm Minds going. I still had the Reflect up. Trick Room wasn't open, but we had to Reflect up. So just I wanted to start setting up and get that going. He was very smart in getting rid of my leftovers, and then two, U-turning out of there to Comfy, who then, as you will see, handles with a taunt. I should have foreseen that. I didn't. But one bad move of he taunted, I wasted my turn using Calm Mind, then I Psyshocked and wasted my turn because he sent out Sharpedo. Because obviously Psychic doesn't affect Dark. So that's great. With this, I knew Sharpedo would be very physical, and my Reflect just wore out. So I sent out Trimmings with Rocky Helmet, super bulky. Rocky Helmet did some damage to him. What was I thinking? Did I want a Giga Drain or Leech Seed here? Obviously I chose Giga Drain, which is probably the better option because switched out to Decidueye and the Leech Seed wouldn't have affected it. With that, of course, a knockoff would have been helpful. With him U-turning out of there, I get a free knockoff on anything that shows up, which is great because the Z user came out and didn't really happen. I was briefly confused by him not getting knocked off because I forgot that he had the Z crystal. And I'm just trying to figure out what my options were. I decided to do Keyline with the hope that it was a special Tornadus, but it just knocked off again. I guess I forgot that Trimmings didn't have his item knocked off yet, so Keyline came out and immediately got boned, which is good. It did lead to some confusion with that Collin had, not thinking that it had any EVs, which it did. It was just specially defensive instead of defensive. But I mean, I figured it didn't really matter. I mean, it did, but it didn't, because I had Keyline for a special tank, and he thought it was for a physical tank, but it wasn't. So that made it kind of iffy. So I mean, like, there he is saying bold nature, no physical defense. You're right, it has no physical defense, and it's not a bold nature. So I mean, that was kind of great. Of course, I didn't really care, because if it happened, it happened. I brought what I brought, and I mean, that's just how it deals. I did go into Splinter here for rock type coverage, and to try to start setting up and powering through this team realistically. But with Rock Slide, I don't know if I should have did Shell Smash first or just go straight for the Rock Slide. Either way, I did Rock Slide. As you could see, the White Herb was knocked off, and I apparently did not go for the Rock Slide. Surprise to everybody involved. That confuse was unfortunate. Luckily, I broke out and did not get hit. From here, not luckily, I got hit. I did not break out from that confusion, which would have made a huge difference. Because I would have rock slided the Tornadus, rock slide this Heracross, and I don't know. It would have made a huge difference in the end, but it didn't happen. Ultimately, so that's okay. I go for. I didn't really want to send out Rear Trimmings because any bug type move from Heracross. I want to send out Inigo because bug type and fighting, and it just wouldn't have gone well because Jellicent was half health and Inigo would have come out with full health. So immediately a knockoff killed Jellicent, which is great. Trimmings came out trying to set up some sort of recovery. At this point, I knew I was kind of boned because most of my, by most I mean all of my heavy hitters were down. Inigo couldn't really do anything with how I set up, and it just wouldn't have gone well. Luckily, I got a good. I used Leech Seed, got Heracross out, and set up a substitute to take damage, I guess. I thought it would be a good option. That was when I realized that he had Flanium Z. It was like 10 turns later. It's fine. Uses Hurricane, immediately takes out my substitute because obviously. And I knew I didn't really have any options. Luckily, he missed. I get it to Leech Seed, so I get some sort of recovery there. Not the best recovery, to be fair. It's not going to be enough to take a Hurricane, but that's okay. I'm struggling with what to do here, because Knockoff wouldn't really do a lot of damage, but Giga Drain would get recovery and wouldn't do a lot of damage because it was not very effective. Ultimately, I decided Knockoff because it was neutral damage. Good move because I got I knocked off the Thunderous's Life Orb, which that Thunderous would have done so much damage. But good news, it still did a lot of damage, which was unfortunate. And sorry for the crit. I mean, there's no reason to be sorry. It's the game. I don't really know what he means by it may have helped me. I don't think it would have helped me, but that's okay. I mean, this is the game. Hacks are involved. I wouldn't say this is hacks, because he missed a Hurricane, and I got confused before. At this point, Serp left. Probably knew that I had been done in, and my fate was sealed. I was kind of switching between Hidden Power and Calm Mind because did I want to set up or did I want to bet on the Sharpedo coming in? Either way, it didn't matter because I got the flinch, and then he U-turned me and killed me. Last but not least, of course, Inigo comes out. With him being the last mon alive, the illusion. I don't know why I'm taking so long. Not really a lot to think about, but oh, it's not me. It was him switching up. All right, never mind then. With this, I had the option of did I want to set up, try to get Nasty Plot off, or did I want to try to do Dark Pulse, just do damage and get out. I went for damage. Ultimately, he switched to Comfy. Not very effective, which was fantastic. Last ditch effort to try to set up. It didn't really work. Get my ×2 special attack, but this Shadow Ball, I knew it wouldn't kill. I just knew that Dark Pulse would have been even worse. Because fairy typing and whatnot. So, click Shadow Ball. I knew it wasn't going to end well. Like, at this point, obviously, it's 1 versus 6. Very evident in my mind. I'm getting 6-0'd, which sucks. I was very salty, if I'm honest, because best laid plans didn't come out as intended, and it just went to shit very quickly, and that was too bad. Maybe if I did Dark Pulse there, it would have killed. I don't know. Regardless, I do Hidden Power at this point because HP Ice, because it's super effective, and that is GG. And yeah, there was plenty that I could have done better. Both from setup wise and from the actual game wise, and yeah, it was very rough, as I had said. Started going through what I could have done different, and it happens. I don't know. I really shouldn't have had Shadow Ball and had Sledge Bomb, I guess. I don't know. Regardless, as Collin did point out, I will bounce back, frantically skipping through the turns to try to find out what I was looking for. But this is just me talking to myself about what I could have done better and struggling on using Pokemon Showdown. So regardless, I am gonna prematurely cut off the video, and we will figure out what happened next time. We'll figure it out. We'll bounce back. This was a complete wash, 6-0 against Collin of the San Antonio Espurrs. This puts us at 0-2, the differential of -7, which is fantastic. But either way, that's alright. I've been Ginger Snap of the Windy City Granbulls. Thank you for watching this far, being the video, and we'll see you next time. So of course, have a nice day.